Hi, I'm Maria and welcome. Today we are going to be strengthening the core, but not only the core, we're also going to be strengthening the arms, the shoulders, the legs, all through the use of mainly plank poses. So this practice is for beginners and intermediate. Now to make this a little bit more challenging, you'll do a full plank, and to make this a bit more beginners, you're going to modify your plank by dropping to your knees. Now, don't feel that dropping to your knees is saying anything negative. It's absolutely not. If you're doing plank on your knees and you're beginning, you are actually getting just as much out of this as somebody who is doing a full plank. You can almost look at it that it's actually the full plank that's being modified for people that have been doing it longer, because they've been doing it for so long, they no longer benefit from having their knees to the floor. So if you have any knee issues, grab yourself a knee pad, or you could use something like a blanket, a cushion maybe for your knees to rest on, just to make this inclusive of everyone. And we will get started.
Join me in a crossed-leg seated easy pose. Roll your shoulders up, round and back, and allow your eyes to close. Take a few natural breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Let any external noises drift away as you focus purely on your own breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Gently open your eyes. I'm just going to turn to make it easier for you to see. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, walk your hands forwards. You may stop here, don't force anything, or you may choose to inhale, lengthen, and exhale, walking your hands a little further forwards and folding. Only go to where your flexibility allows and make sure you haven't gone too far, that your breathing becomes restricted. We don't want any restricted breathing. Start to walk your hands to the left. If your sitting bones start to lift, you've gone a little too far, start to pull back slightly. Feel a stretch through your side and into your outer hip. Gently lift your torso, stretching and reaching your right arm over to the left, building further on your side stretch, taking your right shoulder back. Inhale to the center, exhale, right hand back to the floor. Once again, inhale to lengthen through the spine and walk your hands forwards on the exhale. Maybe stop here, or again inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Taking a few more breaths here. Walk your hands to the right. Stretching into your left hip and your left side. Bring your left arm up, stretching over towards the right. Working into your external obliques. Inhale back to center, exhale left hand back to the floor. Bring your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, looking over your left shoulder. Take a few breaths here, keeping length through your spine. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, back to the center. Your left hand comes to your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale to lengthen, Exhale, maybe twist a little more. Inhale, lengthen, exhale back to the center. Moving onto your hands and knees into a tabletop pose. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, spreading your fingers wide. We'll do a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, tailbone lifts, tummy drops, head lifts. Exhale, tailbone drops up through your spine, head drops, chin towards chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale back to neutral. Left leg moves gently to the left. Lengthen out your right leg, coming onto the inner edge of the foot. Right arm lifts to the sky into a modified side plank. Reach your right arm overhead. Then back up, lifting your leg in line with your body. Foot to the floor, arm reaches overhead. Leg and arm lifts. Foot down, arm reaches. Leg and arm lifts. Leg lowers, arm stretches overhead. This time only your arm raises to the sky. Stay here in a modified plank, or take your right leg forward slightly. Lengthen out your left leg. Left foot sits just behind your right to help with balance in your full side plank, or lengthen out your left leg, bringing your right foot to sit on top of your left. We're going to stop here for 10 seconds, looking straight ahead or up towards your right hand. Make sure you lift your hips. Lower your left knee and your right hand back to the floor. Realign your hips back to the floor, then lift your right leg in line with your body, drawing your lower belly in towards your spine to activate your core. Heel pressing behind you, crown of the head reaching ahead. Inhale, reach your left arm out in line with your body. Exhale, draw your left elbow and your right knee in towards each other. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee meets. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee meets. Inhale, lengthen. Return your left hand to the floor, right foot to the floor, tucking your toes. Draw your left knee in towards your nose, then take your leg back into a three-legged dog and down into downward facing dog. Stretching into your legs, chest towards your thighs. Moving forward into plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Feel free to lower your knees to the floor into a modified plank. You will get the same benefits as someone in full plank. 10 seconds here. Draw your lower belly in. Use your core. Lower your knees to the floor and just take your bottom back towards your heels for a little stretch before moving back into tabletop pose, ready to repeat on the other side. Right foot moves to the side, lengthen out your left leg, coming onto the inner edge of your left foot before lifting your left arm to the sky into a modified side plank. Left arm reaches overhead. Bringing the arm back up whilst raising your left leg in line with your body. Foot back down, arm reaches overhead. Arm and leg lifts. Foot back down, arm reaches overhead. Arm and leg lifts. Leg lowers, arm stretches overhead. And this time only your arm lifts to the sky. Stay here in a modified plank. Or take your left leg forward slightly and lengthen out your right leg, bringing your right foot just behind your left to help with balance in your full side plank. Or lengthen out your right leg, bringing your left foot to sit on top of your right. We're going to stop here 10 seconds, looking straight ahead or up towards your left hand, lifting your hips. Lower your right knee and your left hand back to the floor. Realign your hips back to the floor. Your leg lifts in line with your body, your left leg, activating your core, heel pressing behind you, crown of the head reaching ahead. Reach your right arm out in line with your body. Inhaling. Exhale, start to draw your elbow and your knee to meet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee meet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee meet. Inhale, lengthen. Return your right hand to the floor, left foot to the floor. Tucking your toes, draw your right knee in towards your nose, then take your leg back into a three-legged dog and down into downward facing dog. Again, stretching into your legs, chest towards your thighs. Before moving forwards into our plank pose. Again, maybe lower your knees to the floor into a modified plank. We're going to hold for 20 seconds this time. So draw your lower belly in, use your core, crown of the head reaches forwards. Press back into downward facing dog, taking a few breaths here. Before moving back into a 30-second plank, remember you can drop your knees. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. Lower your knees to the floor, sitting bones back towards your heels, hands go back behind you, shoulder blades towards each other, opening your chest, taking a few breaths here before moving into a 40-second plank. So coming back forwards into your plank pose. Remember, you can modify your plank. Use your abdominal muscles and don't hold your breath. Lower your knees to the floor, sitting bones to heels, hands back behind you, shoulders back again, opening up your chest. Just breathe, taking a few breaths. Walking those hands forwards, back into plank. We're going to hold for 50 seconds this time, choosing the variation of plank that suits you. You've got this, we're nearly done. Knees to the floor, sitting bones to heels, hands back to once again open your chest and breathe. Walk your hands forwards, folding forwards, head rests on the floor in child's pose. Taking a nice rest pose before our final plank. Use your hands to guide you back up and travel back into our last plank of today. It's going to be 60 seconds. Strong arms, strong shoulders, strong core. Breathe through it. Don't forget, you can always drop your knees and modify your plank. Lower your knees to the floor, bottoms and arms back into our last seated chest stretch. Before walking your hands forwards, coming onto your front, elbows under shoulders, forearms to the floor, ahead, into Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet pressing into the floor, shoulders back, pulling that proud chest through. Lower to the floor and press back into, travelling into your staff pose. Coming onto your bottom, so legs out in front of you, flexed feet extending through the spine, crown of the head reaching up, hands to the floor either side of your hips, actively pressing into the floor as if you're about to lift your bottom up off the floor. Cross your right leg to the outer side of your left knee, left arm rises before bringing your elbow to your right thigh by the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, looking over your right shoulder. Taking a few breaths here, keeping that spine length. Before inhaling, lengthen, exhale, back to the center. Let's repeat that on the other side. Cross your left foot over your right leg. Inhale your right arm up and bring your elbow to your left thigh by the knee. Left hand goes behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, looking over your left shoulder. Taking a few breaths here, keeping that spinal length. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back to the center. Again, inhale, lengthen, crown of the head to the sky, and start to walk your hands forwards and fold. Don't force anything, listen to your body. Stay here, or inhale, creating more length before folding further, bringing your head towards your knees and maybe clasping the soles of your feet in this seated forward fold. If you need to bend your knees slightly, that's absolutely fine. Use your hands to guide you back up before shuffling your bottom forwards, coming onto your back, taking up plenty of space and allowing your mind and body some time for stillness. It's time to process all that you've done in Shavasana. Enjoy this moment of calm and stillness. Feel proud of what you have already achieved today. Start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness and movement back to your fingers and toes, your arms and your legs, stretching side to side before bending into your knees and rolling onto your side, coming back up into your seated crossed-legged position. Hands meet at the heart. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.